We did get a ton of water overnight as those storms moved through. They kind of started up out in the Texas Panhandle in western Oklahoma, and then by the time they got here, it was a show. We had trackers out this morning. It was a busy one, and it left behind its marks, broken power lines. We showed you some of that at the top of the show. We have more of it. It'll take a little while to get those fixed, and of course, plenty of flooded roadways. That was one real big concern as we went through the overnight, as these storms kind of trained and they dropped so much rain, is that we had really quickly moving waters. And now here in Edmond, this wasn't going over any road, but this creek here was running really fast and very high, as well as down in Sulphur. This one a little bit slower, but even then, and I said this earlier, if you live near any creeks, no kids near any of this. It's just dangerous. And also don't drive through it, because this is a great example shot of a road covered with water, and you see those ripples. That means that there is either debris there, or there's the potential on a cross like that where you could get the road to wash out. You don't see that as much on roads like these in the cities, but you can, if the water gets high enough, get those cars suspended and stalled, which we saw plenty of this morning. Back over on Links 1, we can see the entire complex as it formed. It built and grew, and it rained for hours here in central Oklahoma and dropped a ton of rain. Now, as we look back over the past 14 days, all the way from northwest Oklahoma and the Panhandle, 3 to 7 inches of rain, and all the way into central Oklahoma, 7 to 8, 9 inches of rainfall. And that's only the rain that has fallen in our official recording sites, which is just, 1 point on a map. That doesn't include everywhere. There has been a ton of rain. Earlier, I don't know what happened with Watonga, but that was at 8.91 earlier, so just about 9 inches. 8.41 Oklahoma City, 7.5 down in Norman. In Midwest City, a little bit over 6 inches in Guthrie. A ton of rain. That 8.41 puts us at 5th all-time for wettest July. So if today was the last day of July, we would end the month at number 5 on the list. That's how much rain we've seen these first 11 days. Now we are seeing the sun. The back edge of this cloud deck from our storm system is moving off. The rain is already into Arkansas and northeast Texas. We are going to clear things out this evening. So that's great news for us. The change over the next few days is that tomorrow and Thursday, and even into Friday, look quite a bit hotter. But notice where the high pressure ridge stays. It stays to our west and southwest where it has been, so it keeps us with the jet stream going from the Rockies into Oklahoma. That northwest flow is going to continue to produce a little bit of an active pattern as we go through our weekend and into the beginning of next week. So that's something that we'll be watching in the next few days while we have a little bit of a break for a time. And then by the end of next week, or at least the middle portion of next week, we're going to try to see that high pressure ridge slide a little bit into the central part of the United States, and that could help us dry out, kind of suppress our atmosphere just a little bit in our neck of the woods. There's our view from our Regency camera on our Lucky Star Skycam network. Good amount of sunshine starting to show up. Still a few clouds out there over downtown Oklahoma City, but you can see the sun nice and bright there. Low 80s are where our current temperatures are at. A little bit warmer down to the southwest. Upper 80s are showing up for a few communities, in mid 80s to the northwest and in north central Oklahoma. Winds for the most part pretty light, except for in southwest Oklahoma. They're gusting 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here in central Oklahoma, just 5 to 10, so a pretty light breeze of a day, except for southwest Oklahoma, where we could get into the upper 90s to low triple digits. Most of us that have seen more of the rain and are still seeing more of the clouds, looking down into the southeast, in the mid 80s, but upper 80s are possible for portions of northern Oklahoma. 88 needed this afternoon. Overnight tonight, we do fall back into the low 70s, a little bit of a mild morning with a light breeze, and then a hotter afternoon tomorrow. It creeps back in. 95 Oklahoma City, Enid, 96 in Stillwater to Ponca City, more triple digits down to the southwest, and we could see some upper 90s up to the northwest. So hot afternoon tomorrow. We're going to make it hot again on Thursday, and then as we head into the weekend, those overnight storm chances creep back in. We'll try to push those temperatures down just a little bit before the heat builds back again by the middle of next week.